Hello once again, this is Joanna. Welcome to your March readings. I have a couple of announcements, so this intro is going to be slightly longer, but there's good stuff here. Number one, first and foremost, thank you so much for watching, for coming back, for listening, for liking, for subscribing. For those of you who have booked a reading with me, thank you so much. You know who you are. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. March readings are different in a way that I have been asked to use completely different cards. I've never used them before. I actually bought them about 12-15 years ago when I was going through a pretty challenging time, and I kind of like them. I never in my life thought I was going to do these readings, certainly not on YouTube or live, or readings in general. And I was told very clearly to use these cards. Now, they have no numbers, they have no meanings, they have no symbology, they have nothing other than art in order to inspire certain emotion, to evoke certain feeling, and to prompt an intuition or intuitive prompting. In my case, it also starts the process of information flowing from my guides as far as feeling, hearing, and seeing and knowing. So I will show you these cards. They're called soul cards. There is soul cards. This is the first one, and I believe there's a soul cards 2. And you'll see, just like in this vision, there is nothing. There's no numbers. So the card will show up like this, and it'll evoke a certain feeling, image, words, and often a certain phrase that I will hear. So what I do with these cards is I hold them up to the screen so that you can look at them and see what emotion is evoked within you. Always listen to your intuition. Just because your interpretation is different than mine does not make mine or yours wrong or right. It simply means your information may be in addition to what I'm saying or instead of. So always listen to your intuition. I was very timid starting with these cards. I wasn't sure how I was going to like it. It's because there is no parameters. Mind you, I'm not one that fits within certain categories, so it's actually should have been no surprise to me that I would really like them, because the moment I started the first reading, I actually loved them. I loved the energy. I loved how it was just so easy for me to hear. It was just an instant flow. I wasn't bogged down by any numbers, any dates, any wording. There's nothing for me to interpret. It was just pure information flow. So I hope you like them. Please let me know, and maybe I will keep this for a while, or until my guide tells me to go and do something else, which is what he always does. And I just kind of go, okay, you know what you're doing, and I just follow. It's called trust. Now, the other thing is exciting, that on March 20th, I'm going to be debuting my very first radio show. That is March 20th, which is a Monday. It's going to happen every other Monday at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. This show is going to be live. It is going to be archived, and I will post this also on my YouTube channel, so you can also listen to it afterwards. When it's live, some of the sessions will have a component of me doing a reading live, so you can call in, or doing a reading with somebody else so that you guys can call in. On Monday, my first show, I will be interviewing a lady, a phenomenal soul. Her name is Stephanie, and we're going to talk everything inspirational, and also everything, not creation, yes, but manifesting. So we will talk about her story. She's just super funny and just amazing. And we will talk everything about manifesting. We might even take a caller or two live to give free readings or whatever it happens to be at the time. Point is, I would encourage you to listen to it, because the show is for you. When Spirit asked me to do the show, and I said, what the heck for? It was very clear to me that my work, however it's going to transpire, is something that you have been asking for, maybe not in a specific way, through me. And the show is all about empowering and inspiring people. And this is going to be done through messages from Spirit, information that I have gone through and interviewing different individuals who have inspiring stories. So what I would like to do is I would like to ask you to send me your ideas about what it is that you would like to see on the show. So send me an email. That information is down below for you, with a subject line, radio show idea. And every time I implement the idea live, I will mention your name unless you ask me not to. So since this is for you, it only makes sense that I include and involve you in this process as much as possible. And I also think it's going to be fun. It's going to be, certainly when I use your ideas and you hear it, I think it just creates a certain involvement and an inclusivity, and I always want to be as inclusive as possible. And I think that's all I have. I don't want to talk too much because it's already way longer intro than any other intro, but I hope you can appreciate what it is that I was trying to say. Of course, these are general readings. If you would like more readings, I have videos on Vimeo for very small fee, and some of those are projections for 6 months, some of those are projections for 3 months for relationships, and I have those links included down below as well. Without further ado, let's get started with March reading. Thank you so much for watching, for liking, as always. And if you would like to contact me privately, that information is also down below. And I will see you in a moment. Stay tuned. Hello Capricorn, this is going to be a reading for the month of March. I can't believe we're talking about March already. General reading. I am using cards I have never used before for a reading. These cards have, as I mentioned in my intro, they have no numbers, there's no names, there's no words, there's absolutely nothing other than an image that has been created by someone. So whenever I turn the card over, or when I turn the card over, I'm going to show it to you, see if intuitively it speaks to you in some way, and then I will ask Spirit to help me channel the information based on what I see. So let's see what we've got. You are the very first sign that I'm doing this with these particular cards. So this is a little bit exciting, but also a little bit nerve-wracking. So let's see if you like it. The first card represents the overall energies for the sign of March. And before I flip the card over, I hear the word patience, and I also see the number 5. 5 is number of changes. 5 also pertains to the month of May. 5 is, a number 5. Perhaps you connect with the month of May somehow, or the number 5. But I do want to connect more to the energy of change. And when I say the energy of change, I hear the words relationships. So there seems to be a change coming in or around the aspect of relationships, whether it is romantic, and you might want to look at the Vimeo videos for love readings to be specific about romance. So whether it is romantic, whether it is with family members, friends, whatever it is, anyone you relate to in a emotional way, there seems to be positive changes for most of you in or around the month of March, but I'm also being connected to the month of May. So I'm going to say between March and May, there's going to be significant changes in the arena or area of relationships. And I actually did hear the words love. So let's flip the card over and let's see what we have. Interesting. Okay, so as I said, I'm going to show you the card. I'm going to try to show it so it doesn't have a lot of glare. So this is the card. This is probably a little bit easier. There we go. I just got shivers and as I look at this card. So as you see, there is nothing to look at as far as reading goes, as far as reading numbers, message, words. It is purely a message. And see how this resonates with you. I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to tune into this card. And what I see the moment I look at this card, I see sadness. I see someone coming out of a place of darkness pertaining to relationships. So this is the overall energy. And I'm going to keep looking at this card because the more I look at it, the more things I get. I also feel that you are coming from a past, or the energy that we're dealing with in March is connected to you coming out of a place in your past that is dark, that was dark, emotionally speaking. And I don't know why I want to say the word relationship. So again, whether it's love, whether it's some other relationship, that seems to be the overall energy. I feel like you're trying to push through something that has been holding you back, something that has been keeping you stuck, something that has been keeping you at a standstill. Again, regarding relationships, I feel like you're trying to push very hard through something and you're just about there, but I do feel like something is stopping you or still preventing you from fully bursting through what I feel is like almost like a veil that you need to burst through, but you're still not able to burst through it. I also feel, and this is going to sound a little bit weird, but when I look at this image, it almost feels like I have a plastic bag or plastic in my face and I'm trying to push through it, press through it. So I'm sure you've seen the visions where somebody presses through a plastic bag and you can see the entire face, but it is behind plastic. And this plastic to me represents inability to breathe, obviously, but as a metaphor, what it actually signifies is something that is stopping you and or preventing you from fully taking a breath when it comes to relationships. And this is significant. This is something, whatever this is, that's preventing you from having that, taking that full breath, which is very much a significance of release and relaxation and safety in many ways. Whatever that is, it is coming from your past, in particular your past relationships. And then I hear the word release. So in the month of March, it sounds like many of you will be doing some heavy duty releasing with regards to your personal relationships or love relationships. I also heard the word triangle. Some of you are either in a triangle, have been in a triangle, or something about a triangle where there's more than one person involved. And I do want to say for most of you, this is going to be of romantic nature, even though this is a general reading. For some of you, it could be relationship with family members, absolutely. But there's definitely an energy of you trying to push through something in the month of March. The next card indicates or is the energy of what obstacles are you dealing with, or if there are obstacles, what are they? And again, I'm going to turn the cards and I'm going to show this to you. This is the first time I've seen this card in probably 7 years. I haven't looked at these cards in probably 7 years. I've never read with these cards. I just bought them because I like them. And Spirit told me this morning, use those cards. I'm like, oh, okay. So here's the card. The moment I see this card, so this will resonate perhaps differently with you, and I would encourage you to really allow your intuition to speak based on what resonates with you when you look at this card. But he's asking me to hold it a little bit longer. When I look at it, the very first thing I hear is, well, the person looks like the person is blessing someone. So obviously blessing someone is not an obstacle. So again, let me just tune into this card a little bit more. I'm looking at all these different signs here. And it's sacred geometry. There is a perfection in the geometry. There's a perfection in the sacredness in this perfect alignment of all these objects here. Pure perfection. When I tune into this card, I hear the words, speak your truth, for the truth will only set you free, or only truth will set you free. And again, whatever this truth is about, it is in connection with a relationship. Now, this could be relationship in a work environment. This could be relationship in a family. This could be relationship in a friendship dynamic. Anything or anyone you relate to. It could also signify you relating to yourself or your kids. Now, again, when I look at the sacredness of all the perfect shapes, I hear everything is perfect, but I don't feel you feel that. So in this position of obstacles, I feel like you need to, well, I actually heard it quite clearly. You need to speak your truth about something, an element of something in your life. And I feel like you haven't been able to fully, number one, embrace who you are. So you haven't been able to fully embrace who you are, and that has been holding you back. And if you hold yourself back, if you have held yourself back, typically you will have challenges with fully speaking or expressing your truth. Well, because you hold that back. So you're being encouraged to speak your truth for again, the truth will only the truth will set you free. I also hear the words, do not be afraid of judgments. Do not be afraid of others judging you. Do not be afraid of what others will say to you based on what you feel, on what you say. Now, whatever the situation is, even though it's very general, those of you who are meant to understand it, you'll get it right away. Now, the other thing I've noticed is this, that these two cards, even though it's a little bit dark here, the colors are exactly the same. There is a lot of yellow and a lot of orange, and there is blue. Yellow, orange, that's second and third chakra. Blue is throat, so it's communication. Orange is second chakra. A lot of that has to do in this particular reading, fears around, again, intimacy or intimate relationships, or fears around, or challenges around, I actually heard the word trust. Challenges around relationships or trust within intimate or close relationships. So those of you who are dealing with challenges in that area, you're being encouraged to speak your truth. I also hear that be mindful that your truth may not be necessarily the truth of another. But just because you have differences, that does not mean you cannot coincide or cohabitate or whatever it is together. So there's definitely a need for you to speak your truth. Again, I hear the words, everything is perfect. So maybe you are beating yourself up. Maybe you are thinking you need to be more perfect. Maybe that's why the judgment comment came through. And I hear the need for perfection needs to be abandoned. Why? Because everything is perfect. So as human beings, we always try to strive for perfection. Perfection actually does not exist. When we look at the bigger picture, spiritually speaking, everything is perfect. Even in the imperfect world, everything is perfect. Now, it's a big message, I do understand, and some of you are going to say, Joanna, you're out of your freaking mind. I totally get it. When I say this, I'm taking myself way out and seeing the bigger picture, which I'm able to do that. And when I do that, I see the pure perfection even amongst chaos. Those of you who are, I don't want to say evolved enough, but those of you who are higher vibrating will understand this message. Those of you who haven't gotten to this step yet, and everybody evolves at a different rate, it will make no sense to you right now. It actually may bother you that I said that, and that's okay, because it says that it's triggering something in you. Okay, so that's the obstacles. The next card signifies actions to take in order to help you overcome your obstacles. And again, I'm seeing the number 5. So, but then I heard the month of June. So maybe there's some changes around the month of June, or the changes will happen in June, or you will take actions in June. And I don't know why this is being said to you in March, but sometimes my readings will project further down the road than what the reading is actually what the time frame is. So this is for the month of March, but they're taking us to May and June. So actions. Again, I'm going to show you right there. So see how you feel when you look at this card. And remember, there is no right or wrong here. It is purely what your intuition tells you. This is also a good tool for you to learn how to use your intuition by looking at something and whatever comes to you. the moment you go to your head, your logic kicks in, but the very first instinctual feeling is usually your intuition. So I'm going to turn that over and I'm going to look at it and see how it speaks to me. Let yourself be free, free of judgments, free of sorrows, free of that which has been holding you back from that which you most desire. The person that I see here, right there, I'm going to call this the inner you. And this is you, potentially. You have your wings. Notice the colors again. It's a lot of orange and red. A lot to do with safety, security, first and second chakra. So we're definitely dealing with some interesting stuff here. Excuse me. The person here is your inner self, the inner you, the true you, your spirit, the purity of who you are. Let yourself be free. That's what keeps coming to me. Now, how does this relate to a general reading? Well, if you are in a situation and you are amongst people who make you feel insecure, who make you feel like you need to second guess yourself, who are very judgmental, you might also be very judgmental about yourself. Whatever the situation is, whether at work, in love relationship, family, kids, whatever, makes no difference. These messages are much deeper. They're much deeper. They're much deeper to help you understand what you need to do in order to free yourself from many things that are holding you back and keeping you down. So how does this relate? I'm just going to continue. If you are in those environments, or if you are surrounded by these types of individuals, speaking your truth in order to speak your truth and let your voice be heard. That's one way of allowing yourself to be free. Also, stopping looking for perfection, whether it's perfection within yourself or whether it's perfection within somebody else. There is no such thing as perfect. However, everything is perfect, even amongst the imperfection of what goes on in the world. If you think about it, and I'm getting this vision, so I have to say it. If you think about it, we are human bodies that have gazillion cells, and each cell has the intelligence of knowing what to do in order to keep us alive and to help us do the things that we do. If you think about it that way, we're not plugged into a wall where we are getting the energy. We are a piece of meat, basically, and bones that moves around, has the ability to think, feel, know, and understand, and do a whole bunch of amazing things. If you think about that, that is pure perfection. That is absolutely pure perfection. Now, the next card is outcome or advice. And I'm going to ask him which he would like me to go with. Advice. Okay, so again, I'm going to show this card to you and see what comes up for you. Ooh, I see red already. So notice what you feel when you see this. Now I'm going to look at it. I just want to point here. There's a face right there. Okay. Now, my guide says that some of you will think these cards are very disturbing. It is only a frame of mind. If you feel it's disturbing, then notice what feelings are coming up for you. Remember, there's no right or wrong. It simply is your intuition speaking to you through through something that you see. Okay? So as an advice card, there's actually two people here. Let yourself be free again. And then I hear the words, allow another to either help you or to be with you. And then I hear, don't close the doors. So again, whether it is a romantic relationship, whether it is a family relationship, whether it is a work relationship or friendship, there is definitely a dual dynamic here of two people benefiting from one another. And again, he's taking me to the words here of perfection. I see this as perfection, okay? What I hear is that when you look deep into the situation, you will realize some truth about yourself you have never known or understood before, or were never able to see before. Allow yourself to have the ability to truly see that for you, that which you are. Allowing yourself to be free allows you to distinguish yourself from your past. So again, this is about you letting go of the past and letting go of the things that are holding you back. I don't know why I keep hearing the word relationships. So this is very much relationship reading. Not necessarily romantic, could be anything. I also hear let the other person be themselves. So this is very much about individuality. So if you are trying to convince someone to be like you, or to convince someone to be like somebody else, or you're trying to convince yourself to be like somebody else, do not do that. Why? Well, because if you were meant to be somebody else, you would be somebody else. You are an individual, and individual you will remain. Allow yourself to embrace your individuality. Whatever your faults you have, and whatever weaknesses and darkness you have, embrace all of it. For it is the only way that you can truly allow yourself to be happy down the road. When you allow yourself to embrace yourself fully, that is when your life truly begins. And with that, I feel I am done with this message. That was very interesting. I actually wasn't expecting this, but I'm getting a lot of that. That's a true testament of spirit at work. Because I mean, I could look at this card and go, what the hell is this? And then information starts flowing. So, and I have to trust that it's the right information for you guys, because I have no connection to it. And that's spirit at work. And again, I'm seeing the number 5. So there's definitely a lot of changes in relationships, whether relationship with yourself, relationship with other people, how you relate to the world, relationship with the world or circumstances around you. There is definitely a change. You're trying to push through something. And again, I hear the month of May and June, and I feel that's when you're going to perhaps actually pull through whatever that is. I hope this made sense. I would love to hear your comments down below. Let me know if you like this reading. I've never done it this way before, but I always want to grow and expand and be, a little bit more exciting than the next person, just to offer something unique. It also challenges me, which is how I grow, and hopefully you evolve with me. Thank you so much for watching, for liking, for subscribing, and for sharing. As you know, and I will always say this to you, without you, I wouldn't do this, and without you, I wouldn't grow. So thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity. I wish for you to have a wonderful month of March. I can't believe I'm saying that. Take care, and I will see you soon.